Previously on Let's Share Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc.
We still haven't settled things with Sakura. Everyone's in a terrible mood. Hina's probably dead. I just hope nothing happens tonight. Every time he says that.
You jinxed it.
You jinxed it, Makoto. Oh, more crabs.
Now, back to sharing the despair.
I think we can get past the whole, investigation today.
Probably.
Sakura's dead? She's really dead?
I heard Hina talking, but my eyes stared steadily forward. I could only look at Sakura's dead body. Ah! Crap. We didn't make it in time. It's happened again. Muttering to herself, Kyoko began to gently inspect Sakura's body. I wondered, was she confirming that Sakura really was dead? Checking for a pulse or a reaction? I have to go get them. I have to go get the others. On shaky legs, Hina left the rec room. And why? Why did this have to happen? That's all I could say. I repeated it over and over again. I need to examine Sakura's body. I just stood there motionless behind her while she checked Sakura's corpse. Time passed. While I stood there, unable to do a thing, time just passed. And after I don't know how long. I got everyone!
What? Ogre?
Yes.
Oh, so she's dead, huh?
I see.
Sakura's been killed. I see.
As soon as they arrived, Kyoko began.
Just a second.
You heard the announcement just now, right? So you know what this means.
Sakura was murdered, and by someone in this very room. Is that what you were going to say?
Huh? No! Whoever killed her, it's not just someone in this room.
It's your fault!
It was one of you. Hiro, Byakuya, Toko. One of you killed Sakura!
What? You're accusing us before we've even begun the investigation?
I don't need to investigate anything! Because you hated her. You hated the sight of her. One of you did it. I know!
You know it? Jeez, I didn't know your power level would increase by that much just by getting mad.
Anger has a lot of strength in this series, apparently. What are you doing here?
Come on!
Very obvious. I'm here to hand out my little murder flyer. That's right. It's the next Monokuma file. And don't get so mad, Miss Asahina, or you're gonna ruin that little face of yours.
Oh no.
Now then, with that
Hold on. There's something I want to ask you.
Huh?
It was you, wasn't it? You killed Sakura?
Say what?
Huh?
Sakura wanted to challenge the mastermind to a duel. Maybe you and her fought again, and then...
In other words...
Then I killed her? Sorry, not quite. Actually, not even close. That whole thing is totally irrelevant now. Sakura came to a most regrettable end without even getting the chance to finish things with me. Which, thank God for that, saved me the trouble of having to go through with our little fight. Because even for someone like me, it would have been no mean feat to take down a behemoth like that.
Hey!
I gotta tell you, I was actually pretty worried. I mean, she violated a rule by attacking me in the first place, but I wasn't able to punish her. So I don't know who it was, but whoever the back end is this time, I owe you one.
What is this?
You owe them one?
Oopsie, before you get all pissy-potty with me, at me, you better figure out who did it first. Cause I mean, your lives are all on the line, right? Hoo hoo hoo. Hoo 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 hoo.
Oh, the best friends next time. Die! What the hell? He owes them one? I hate him! I hate this whole thing!
Well, I, for one, am glad it was Sakura. She was working for the mastermind, after all.
How can you say that now?
Sorry, I don't have time for your squabbling. The next game has already begun. If you want to be angry at someone, be angry at whoever killed Sakura.
And I know it wasn't Byakuya, because it would be kinda obvious, wouldn't it?
Or would it?
Like, he's said so many times that he's going to eventually become a Blacken, and he hasn't at this point, so he's not gonna.
Anyway.
Right now, our top priority needs to be uncovering Sakura's killer. Also, I don't think it was Hiro either. It'd just be way too obvious. Also, because he was just accused of murder. If we can't do that, we're all dead.
Then let's decide who will stand guard this time.
I'll do it. You know? I'm okay. Just let me handle it. Besides, I want to be here with Sakura.
That's fine.
Okay, then Hina's guard number 1, but we need one more. Kyoko, that's you.
What?
You're always a thorn in my side. This time, just stand by and watch quietly. Consider that an order.
An order?
That's fine.
Fine. I'll stay behind.
Then it's settled. Let's begin, shall we?
Hold on! Before that, there's something I want to say.
What?
Which is...
Hiro, Byakuya, Toko, none of you are allowed to step foot in the crime scene.
What?
It's your fault!
One of you killed Sakura!
I won't forgive you.
I won't let someone like that come anywhere near her.
Stop talking.
Don't be stupid. Our lives are in just as much danger as yours. We have every right to investigate.
I don't care what you say. I'm not letting the one who killed Sakura anywhere near her. Even if it means I have to use force, you're not getting in here.
Well, it appears further discussion would be a waste of time. How about a compromise?
It's all clear now.
I won't ask you to let all of us in, just let me. What? You don't really care, do you? You're both useless anyway.
Yep.
Nope, don't really care. I'd rather spend my time coming up with another splendid fantasy involving Master anyway. And you, Hiro, do you really object? If you're gonna go that far, what can I do? I mean, I don't have anything to hide, so why should I care?
It's all clear now.
Then it's decided.
What are you saying?
Nothing's decided!
Calm down.
I know how you feel, Hina, but you should just agree to his request. But
Hey,
we have to find out who killed Sakura.
correct.
For those of us still alive, and to honor Sakura's memory. Fine, I guess that's okay. But no matter what, Byakuya, you absolutely aren't allowed to touch her.
Naturally, who would want to touch a filthy dead body?
Listen,
That's enough fighting. We need to focus on the investigation from here on. Everyone keep this in mind. If we can't uncover Sakura's killer,
listen to me.
all of us face execution. Finding out who killed Sakura. It's not a matter of hoping we can do it. If we want to survive, we have to do it. It's a kind of hopeless hope. We have no choice but to just do it. Okay, let's check out the Monokuma file. I'd better check the Monokuma file before anything else. The victim was Sakura Ogami. The time of death is estimated to be around 12 noon. The body was discovered in the rec room on the 3rd floor of the school. There is evidence of a strong blow to the victim's head. No other injuries were noted. Of course it was head trauma. However, it seems that at some point the victim suffered from violent vomiting of blood. I think the case this time might be a challenge. Why is that?
So,
The only way into the rec room is the door we just came through. And that door had been jammed shut with the chair from the inside of the rec room. Which means the killer would have had to escape the room somehow after barring the door. the door was blocked from the inside, and there was no way in or out till we broke the window. There's like zero escape, right?
In other words,
this is a classic locked room murder. Locked room murder? I guess you might see this kind of thing a lot in mystery movies or books or whatever. But could it really happen in real life? And right before our very eyes like this?
hey,
Are you curious to hear more about what a locked room murder entails? Sure, if you don't mind.
that's fine.
When you break down this kind of murder mystery, there are 4 basic types. The first type is when the locked room is created after the actual crime is committed. This simply means the killer commits his crime, then through some special method seals the room. This mainly involves some sort of trick involving the locking of the room. Basic approaches include using a string or a simple mechanism. There are a number of variations. That felt weird to just do it. I know I simply... not even simply. I know I just said... We should just kind of jump in.
Yeah.
But it felt weird to just do it.
Alright.
So for that, all we have to do is check the door to see if that's what it was, right?
Correct.
The second type is when the locked room already exists before the crime is committed. Oh?
In other words,
Basically, the killer uses a special contraption or tool from outside to target the victim inside. You push a switch and it fires a handgun. You shoot an arrow to a gap in the door, something like that.
however,
But in this case, it doesn't seem to fit. There are no guns or arrows in the school. And are you sure? Because that's one of the gifts you can give someone. A gun.
What?
You can give someone a gun and it's a gift.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But they're all, like, model guns and stuff.
And the door doesn't have any gap that would allow it. Yeah, I think we can probably cross that one off the list.
it's true.
The third type is when the killer stays in the room until it's opened up. What do you mean by that?
In other words,
They stay hidden, and when the door is open, they use the confusion to blend in with the group. They pretend they showed up along with everyone else, and that's that. That sounds like it could have been possible, maybe.
it's true.
And the fourth and final type is when it wasn't actually a locked room at all. Not a locked room?
In other words,
By that I mean, there is actually an alternate escape route somewhere within the room. You see this a lot in novels and things, but in reality it's generally not possible. Then you think we can cross that one off too?
indeed.
I believe so, yes. So when it comes to locked room mysteries, those are the basics. So there are 4 possibilities, and Kyoko, which of those 4 choices seems the most likely in this case?
It's true.
That's a good question. Answering that should be our primary focus during this trial. But right now, I can't really say. This is a long trial, isn't it?
It is a little more.
Dang it. I see. The way the killer set up the locked room, until I figure that out, the truth behind Sakura's death will stay hidden. Sayaka, her death happened a while ago. Don't know why I thought it was her.
By that I mean a couple days ago.
Yeah, it was about a week ago. It's definitely a tough mystery. I need to concentrate and investigate as much as I can. Oh, God. So many of these kids died within the time span of a few days. For Sakura, if nothing else. I'm gonna investigate that vomit. There's a bloodstain in front of the magazine shelf. It must have come from Sakura, right? But that doesn't make sense. Why is it so far away from where she died?
Magazine is all bloodstained. Did I just say bloodstained?
Yeah. What is that? Oh, she's wearing her indoor shoes. It looks like some kind of wrapper. Huh? Ah, that's... Do you recognize it, Hina?
Well,
Yeah. I mean, I gave it to her. That's a candy wrapper. Sakura got super upset when she found out Genocide Jack had attacked me, right? So So after we left the nurse's office, I gave it to her. I thought it might help calm her down a little. So you gave that candy to Sakura? I found a big box of it in the warehouse. I really like them. Actually, as soon as we could get into the warehouse, I took the entire box back to my room. I made sure nobody else could get their hands on them. You really like them that much? But I wanted Sakura! I keep doing this. I wanted Sakura to get a chance to try one for herself. That's why I gave it to her. But now, they've lost all their flavor.
Polka dot candy wrapper with matters to specific Havoc.
I think it was poison.
Maybe.
There are shards of glass scattered around the chair Sakura was sitting on. The glass is all red, and these are the top and bottom sections of a bottle, right? So this must have originally been a bottle. Good job getting from point A to A, Makoto.
Glass shards on the floor has been added.
Huh? There's something else on the ground near the glass. It's a figure. Fits in the palm of my hand. That's a Monokuma figure.
Figure on the floor has been added.
Alright, let's take care of the elephant in the room. Sakura drew her last breath sitting slumped forward in this chair. There's obvious evidence of a blow to the head Sakura suffered. Normally, I wouldn't have any problem believing that's what killed her. But according to the Monokuma file, she had also vomited blood. And I could see a trace of blood on her lips for sure. So, what could have caused her to vomit blood? Poison! The Monokuma file specifically said she hadn't suffered any other injuries.
Status of Sakura's body has been added.
Maybe her getting hit on the head somehow caused her to start vomiting blood?
Not a chance.
Byakuya.
That's fine.
However, your eyes have landed on a most interesting location.
Interesting?
Naturally.
Yes, most interesting, don't you agree?
No, I don't think I'd call it interesting. But it does make me wonder, why is her body so low res?
Yeah.
The reason Sakura vomited blood absolutely has to be connected to why she died. Poison! Poison! Poison!
What?
What do you want? You're bothering me. Go away. Baka.
Not even trying to hide how much he despises me. I better go because before he crushes my soul completely. Oh, I just noticed the hopeful peak thing.
Oh.
Hopeful peak.
Nope.
Let me look at hopeful peak.
Not gonna happen.
What was that? I knew it! There's some kind of plastic container rolling around near the entrance to the room.
So...
It looks like a protein drink, and it's empty. Sakura must have drank it. Everyone knows how much she loved her proteins. And she mentioned more than once how protein was good for all sorts of ailments.
wrong.
I wouldn't take that to heart if I were you. I know. But still, this protein can. It's got a label that says Chem A2. That reminds me. Sakura mentioned how the Chem Lab had all kinds of health stuff. So she must have gotten this from the Chem Lab.
Just a second.
But that's strange. Huh? What is?
Hey,
You see what's scattered around the can? It's the glass you broke earlier. Shards of light blue glass? They must be parts of the window I broke it to get inside.
correct.
But they aren't just scattered around the can. They're also underneath it. Why does that matter?
So,
Can't say for sure yet. And you're probably going to want to take note of it. I feel like it'll become an important clue later on. An important clue? I'm not sure I see how.
Empty protein drink has been added to the Truth Bullet section handbook.
Alright. Oh, it's Othello. I could have played that with Celeste. Oh, I see a thing on the locker. Alright, let's look at the locker. Huh? The locker's open, and they're on the inside. It's a handprint?
Why?
What's a handprint doing? It looks like someone touched the inside of the locker and it left a handprint in all the dust.
It's true.
And it looks quite fresh too. I'd say someone was hiding here in the locker, and they left behind a little something extra. So then, maybe the killer hid in here until the locked room was open, don't you think? And during all the confusion, they popped out and joined the rest of the group.
Wrong.
Unfortunately, that's not a possibility. Huh? Why not?
Hey,
Think back. Before we opened the door, we looked inside the room, right? Yeah. And the locker was already open at that point.
indeed.
So there's no way someone could have hidden in there until after we opened the door. Yeah, so then, what does this handprint mean?
Locker handprint's been added.
Alright, that's probably one of the bottles. There are 4 red bottles lined up on the shelf. And inside each bottle, there's some kind of Monokuma figure. What I'm wondering is, how'd they get those figures inside the bottles?
So,
It's no different from your standard ship in a bottle. Huh? You know, where the bottle's opening is smaller than the boat placed inside. You've never seen that? Oh yeah, maybe I have.
in other words,
So this is the Monokuma version of that. A Monokuma bottle, if you will.
Monokuma bottle has been added.
Yeah. I feel like I'm finally starting to make sense of things, little by little. The Monokuma bottle's sitting on the shelf. X-rails. The Monokuma figure we found on the ground. The red shards of glass, which probably started out as a bottle. Which would mean Sakura must have been hit in the head with a Monokuma bottle, right? The shards of glass and the Monokuma figure are evidence of that. So I think it's safe to say the Monokuma bottle was the weapon. Took them 10 whole minutes to get from point A to B. Probably talk to Nina. What the heck? We already know who did it! Byakuya, Toko, or Hiro. It has to be one of them. You're so quick to jump to conclusions last time. Who knows if she's gonna be right this time? I couldn't stand the sight of her. You agree with me, don't you, Makoto? Well, I don't want to say anything for sure without finding out more. Then let me help you find out more. You see, Sakura asked all 3 of them to meet with her. You know where? Right here in the rec room. What? After I went to the nurse's office this morning, Sakura and I both left together, right? Well, eventually she went off on her own. But when I saw her again after that, she told me. She said she'd left a note for each of them. She asked them to meet her in the rec room by noon. By noon. The Monokuma file said she'd died right around then. I'm telling you the truth. I heard it right from Sakura herself. And I tried to stop her. But she wouldn't listen. She said not to worry, that she just wanted to talk to them. And this is what happened. If I'd stopped her, by force even, this never would have happened. Hina, it's impossible not to have regrets, I know.
His account has been added.
But the fact that she'd asked those three to meet with her, and she'd asked them to come to the rec room at noon, same time and place she'd ended up dying. It might be good to confirm what I'd just heard with the three of them directly. And Byakuya's the only one in here.
What do you want? You're bothering me.
There's something I'd like to ask to talk to you about.
Make it quick.
Is it true that Sakura asked you to meet her in the rec room?
So you found out. Interesting.
And it's true?
I did receive a note to that effect, yes. But what fool would do what it said and risk being killed by that monster?
So you didn't go see her?
Of course not. I ripped the note to shreds and threw it away. I haven't seen Sakura today at all.
Byakuya says he didn't go see her. Is that the truth? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact.
Come on.
If you're all finished, please remove yourself from my sight.
Okay, thanks.
Byakuya's account has been added.
This door is the only way in or out of the rec room. The door doesn't have a lock, and there's no evidence that the mountings have been tampered with. The only noticeable change to that door is the smashed window, which happened, of course, when I broke it to get inside. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the door. In other words, I don't see anything suspicious about the door itself. Chair. Might as well get this out of the way, though. The chair was shoved up against the doorknob, so we couldn't get the door open. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the chair. In other words, there's no reason to think the chair had anything special done to it. Having examined both the door and the chair, there's no doubt the reason the door didn't open was simply because the chair was shoved up against it. This kept the doorknob from turning and the door from opening. And there was no evidence of the door or chair being tampered with or anything like that. So the killer must have created the locked door from the inside, not from the outside. There's more to look at. Oh, one of those. There's an in-session game of pool. Forgot to play pool.
I want you... Why?
Oh. Look at the magazine. The same shelf full of magazines. There's all different kinds of magazines here. Nope, that's not interesting in the slightest. Hang on a minute. Nothing new here. I can look at the time. It's around 1 o'clock right now. According to the Monokuma file, Sakura died around 12 noon. So roughly an hour ago. Was that when Kyoko and I were moving Alter Ego? What else?
We're talking to Kyoko again.
Alright.
However,
But for Sakura to have been killed... Yeah, she's not the type who would go down without a fight.
it's true.
And she certainly didn't, I would say. She was the ultimate martial artist, strong in body, mind, and spirit. So how was the killer able to get the upper hand on her? I wonder, did someone get the upper hand? It must have taken her by surprise, right?
Certainly.
Certainly. They would have needed to if they expected to stand any chance against her.
Listen,
Well, Makoto, have you finished with your general investigation? Yeah, I think so, for the most part.
so then,
Then you should probably go talk with people now. I'm on guard duty, so I can't leave.
listen to me.
Which is why I've decided you'll go in my place. She's decided? She's gotten a lot more pushy since we had our issue. But she's right. I do have to go talk to the others. Sakura wanted to meet with 2 other people. I need to hear what they have to say. Alright, am I allowed to leave yet? Yeah. Alright. Those other two probably went back to their rooms. Oh, yeah, I don't have to walk there on my own. Alright, I'm certain that's Saigo's room. Okay, but Toko's room is first. I pressed the doorbell. And after a few seconds...
Who's there?
The most negative aura I've ever felt. An aura of total decay.
Well, what do you want?
So you're back to normal. Genocide Jack isn't around anymore.
Don't even say her name. It makes me sick to my stomach. I was in such a good mood, too.
She didn't look like she was in a good mood.
Hey, I was hoping to talk to you about something. Is now a bad time?
Yeah.
Obviously annoyed, Toko slithered out into the hall.
What do you want?
You said you wanted to talk to me about something?
I wanted to talk about the fact that Sakura had asked to meet with you.
What?
Wow.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Byakuya already told me she had asked to meet with him.
What? She wanted to meet with Master 2? I just said 2, didn't I? I guess now it's totally obvious, huh?
Yeah, pretty much. So, can you tell me about it?
I admit, I did get the note. But I didn't go see her. I was scared, so I couldn't bring myself to go.
Toko claims she didn't go see her, but... can I really believe her? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact.
Is that good enough? Then I'm going back to my room.
With that, Toko quickly retreated into her room.
Toko's account has been added.
I wonder, since Byakuya mentioned that he threw the note out, can we... Oh, we can't check it out. Make sure he actually did it. So you mentioned that, in an earlier episode, you mentioned that, in future games there's, evidence, not really evidence, but there's special dialogue for characters who recently died.
Yeah.
Well, let's test that theory again. This is Sakura's room.
Not really.
Not really, but... Alright. I pressed the doorbell. And after a few seconds...
You know?
What's up, Makoto? Did you need something?
Yeah, actually, I just wanted to check something. It's about how Sakura wanted to meet with you.
How'd you know about that?
Could it be?
What, did you maybe gaze into my soul? Have your special abilities awakened in you? But I'm not the only one she wanted to meet with. Ogre told me herself that she asked Byakuya and Toko to come too.
What? When did Sakura tell you that?
Oh, well... when she asked me to meet with her, of course.
Oh no. Oh no! But, didn't she write you a note?
Yeah, I know, she
How about that?
she gave it to me in person, and she happened to mention the others, like, in passing.
I gotta be honest, this is super suspicious. So then you went and met with Sakura?
Got it all wrong.
No way! I totally didn't! Why would I ever do that?
I don't know, you seem like the type of guy to make the same mistake twice. Yeah, definitely suspicious.
Actually,
The last time I saw Ogre was when Hina got hurt and I took her to the nurse's office.
don't look at
I
me.
haven't seen her since then.
While I'm here, could you show me the note she gave you?
Do I still have it? Let's see.
Hero's feeling around in his pockets.
Hey,
Sorry, looks like I don't have it anymore.
With a big, goofy smile on his face, he pulled his hands back out of his pockets. But when he did, I saw something flutter to the ground. Something had fallen out of Hero's pocket. Huh?
Ah! Ah!
Quick as the wind, Hero snatched it back up again and shoved it back into his pocket.
Hey, come on.
Sorry, just a bit of trash I forgot to throw out.
I think I redact my previous statement. My previous statement of Mondo was the worst Blackened. Worst at his job. Trash?
What?
Anyway, I can't deny the ogre asked to meet with me, but I never went. So, well, if you'll excuse me...
Before waiting for a reply, Hero quickly slipped back into his room. Hero said that was just trash, but there's no way that's all there was to it.
Nice. Pocket dress has been added.
Okay, so I've heard from Toko and Hero. What next? I'll definitely have to look at the actual crime scene again, but on top of that, maybe I should find out more about the protein can we found on the floor of the rec room. I'm sure it must have come from the chem lab. So, where should I start? I think I'm gonna check out... Oh, wait. Crap. I'm gonna check out the chem lab first. And that's the closest I'm gonna get. Oh, look who's here.
Makoto, did you have your eye on the chem lab too? Just make sure you don't get in my way.
Yeah, I got it.
I think what you meant to say was... Yes, sir, I understand.
This isn't my first time seeing the shelf, but I just can't get over how big it is. I should probably take a closer look at it.
And we'll do that.
Next time.
Next time.